And basically, I am 85% African. And 33% of that is Benin and Togo. 17% is Cameroon and Congo. Nigeria is 13%. Mali is 9%. Ivory Coast and Ghana is 7%. And I'm also 15% European. I got both trace regions, and like majority of what I am is 14% European West. Belgium, France, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, you know, those countries around there, along with Denmark, Italy. The price of the Ivory Coast and Ghana was very low, in 7%. With the trace regions, I am less than 1% European East and less than 1% Ireland. The other trace regions that I did have from Africa, though, was Africa, Southeastern Bantu, which was 2%, Senegal, which was 2%, Africa, South Central Hunter-Gatherers, which was less than 1%, and Africa North was less than 1%. So, the other thing that I was surprised about was that Asia didn't pop up on here at all. I was surprised that East Asia and South Asia didn't pop up on the list. So, I pretty much took my data from here and put it on GEDMatch.com. And then that's where I pretty much found all the other stuff that Ancestry didn't have on their list. So I'm happy with the results. I'm happy. And that's pretty much it. Hello YouTube, this is Courtney Kenzie, and I'm coming to you with a new updated video from Ancestry. So I received the new information about a few months ago. So initially, and oh, one more thing. Not only am I going to do a review for Ancestry, I'm also going to see if I could do a GEDMatch review and also My Heritage DNA. So initially, Benin and Togo was only 33%, and now it's 42%. Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu people, I guess they combined those. Because I remember Southeastern Bantu was like a trace region on its own, but I guess they put those together. That happens to be 23%. And Cameroon, Congo was originally 17%, and Southeastern Bantu was originally a trace region of 2%. And then Ivory Coast and Ghana was originally 7%, is now 18%. Nigeria was originally 13%, and now it's 2%. Even though I'm kind of happy that, well, I'm not kind of happy, I'm really happy that Ivory Coast and Ghana went up, because I remember I was kind of pissed off about that. But when it comes down to Nigeria, I'm actually pissed that that kind of dropped. I'm mad. But, 2%, I mean, I guess I'll take it. Also, one thing I wanted to point out was, oh yeah, and Mali went down 2%, which that I was also kind of mad about. I was surprised that it wasn't a trace region, but then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of happy about Mali being that high. But then, now it's 2%, I'm like, dang. And another thing is, the Ireland and the Scotland went up, which I'm not surprised about that, because like I stated in my original video, my dad his European origin, I believe, comes from Scotland, and my mom's European origin came from Ireland. So I'm not surprised that they're up 5%. But originally Ireland was less than 1%, and Scotland wasn't even on here. So there you go for that. England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe That was in combination with European West, and it wasn't specific like I stated before. It wasn't. This is now 5%. Then you have Norway, which that I'm surprised about. It's 2% now. And then Sweden, I'm surprised that it's here, is 1%. And then it brought up the fact that I have origin in the African Caribbean region. So these are the updated results for Ancestry.com. So instead of me being 15% European, it went down to 13%. And instead of me being 85% African, I'm 87%. I'm 87% now instead of 85. So this is Ancestry DNA. I'm going to move on to the next one. So stay tuned. Okay, hello again, YouTube. So I don't know how accurate these results from My Heritage DNA really is. I'm pretty much basing it off of Ancestry. The thing is, what I did was I took the data from Ancestry and I put it to My Heritage DNA. And I did this prior to them updating the results on the original Ancestry site. So I don't know if I have to reinstall the data from the updated results and put it on here. I'm not too sure. Or if it's all this going to be the same thing, because it's not like I did the whole process again. They just used the same information that I gave them 2 years ago. So on Ancestry, it says I only have 2% Nigerian, but according to this, it says 54.0%. And then it says West African, 99.9%. Sierra Leone is 6.9%. And then it also says that I have East African in me, which is a surprise because most of Black folks from the Western Hemisphere, we usually have Western African as opposed to Eastern. I'm not really entirely surprised about the European because the Scandinavian one is no different than when on Ancestry it said that my family's from Norway or Sweden or something like that. Southern Europe, I'm also not entirely surprised on neither. The Italian one I am, not necessarily the Greek, but Italian, I'm surprised about that. And then Asia, which did not pop up on Ancestry at all. In part 1, I said that on my dad's side there are some South Asian as well as East Asian roots, but it's probably extremely small. And I thought it would be India, but it's from Nepal. So, okay, I mean, Nepal is just right there next to India. So, I mean, I guess, but, so on Ancestry, I was 85% African, then they, say that I'm now 87, but on here, I'm still 83. And then I was 15%, then now I'm 13%, on here I'm 16, and it doesn't really mention that I had any Asian except for here. And I am aware that these tests might not be 100% accurate. I'm completely aware of that. All I wanted to know was a good estimate on exactly what I am. Now I'm going to see if I can go back on GEDMatch, if I can remember the password and the username that I use, and I'm going to come back. Alright, YouTube, welcome back. I feel like this one is a bit more accurate, because there are different types of calculators and bar graphs that GEDMatch use. And I saw on another fellow YouTube's channel a few years back when I first did this that she said that this one is actually the most accurate one in her mind, which I could see why. The Neo-African 48.23. This one is 26.70. And then I still have that Northwest African, which is 2.80. Let's see, the next highest one is East African. So this was what I was surprised about when I saw it. And then when I did My Heritage DNA and saw Kenyan, I'm like, oh, that could be, you know, where the so-called Kenyan came, you know, from this part. So I'm like, that was interesting, basically. It was interesting. But like I said, I might have to update the data. And then even though I didn't think the Asian part was either not accurate or probably not true, as you can see, I guess I'm somewhat Asian, I guess. Northeast Asian 0.14. Not South Asian. Well, no, Southeast Asian, but South Asian is 1.13. And then you have the East European right here, and then West, which is a bit more higher, which on Ancestry, on my old results, it was 14% West, and then East was less than 1%. So I guess you can say similar to Ancestry. And then you have Mediterranean right here, which is 3.09. And like I stated, I do have a great grandfather who was Hispanic, but he was, you know, an Afro Latino or a black man who was Latino. On My Heritage DNA it says Italian, so like I stated earlier, I might put up another video, if it's really necessary. And I might put it up only if I redo the data for both My Heritage and GEDMatch and something different comes up. So that's it. Hope you guys have a nice or had a nice Christmas. Hope you guys had a good year, 2018. Hope you guys had a good Christmas. Hope you guys have a good New Year's. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. If you guys want to follow me anywhere else other than YouTube, it's D Courtney Kenzie. That's the letter D, COURTNEYKENZIE for pretty much my Snapchat, my Instagram, and I'm also going to change my URL for Twitter to the same thing. My Tumblr is the same thing, and for my YouTube, just Courtney Kenzie. That's it. So, bye guys.